Hi, my name is Sherwina Medina, and I'm presenting you Prison Environments Lead to an Unhealthy Mindset. So we're going to talk about the introduction today. Total institutions mean that inmates are in complete isolation from the world. They got nothing but walls that keep them from the outside world, nothing but supervision, strict rules that inmates have to follow, or they'll be in deep trouble or consequences that they might have to face. People that commit crimes have either destroyed property, drugs, violence, or even public order. People that even face prisons such as murder, rape, and more are sentenced to maximum security facility. Even ones with mental disorders have been placed in a psychiatric facility. But prison experience has caused inmates to have a serious condition, physically and mentally, and it's hard to have an actual social life, such as having friends, families, participations, education. They have to adapt to routines, meanings, and a new identity. So now we're going to discuss about what is the problem. So the problem that we're discussing about is mental health. Prison environments can lead to an unhealthy mindset that can cause inmates to go back to prison after they've been released. It is because of the influence, guidance, and overcrowdedness. There is a need to belong with no connection, no interaction with the real world, and this can cause them to have a bad mental health issue. Being around other prisoners can lead them into a deviant behavior. We're trying to help them to get better, not make them worse. Prisons are understaffed with workers. Siegel and Warhol explained that young offenders are taught by older cons to be more smarter in crime. All personal freedom is gone. They lose ties with the relationship. Overcrowdedness can make inmates have a disease such as C virus, HIV, and more. It's important to have a good mental health, but prison environments causing them to behave different, it causes them to be ill, depressed, and more. So now we're discussing about why is it a problem? The problem is that this is a serious problem because prison experience itself can cause them to be violent. It's a problem for their mental health because they are even depressed, threat of sexual assault, violence, and more. Siegel and Warhol also explained that researchers show that violence rate may be higher in most of the rundown and unwholesome prisons, that this can be a problem because there isn't a lack of security. Therefore, there's not enough regulation exposing to prison environments. Inmates think in order to survive, there has to be violence. Siegel and Warhol also explained that there's a lack of physical security. And also by the silence promotes individual violence by inmates who might otherwise be effectively controlled. Having to be alert in prison 24/7, that can cause an unhealthy mindset because it's dependent on the capability to know the stressed inmates and the avoidance of contact. So now we're going to discuss what does the scientific literature say about the problem? The scientific literature shows study about ways to understand the mental health through the imprisonment experience, or researchers' data relating to the comparison of prison environments and mentals of prisoners. It is also examined the mental states of prisoners and the study of personal prison environments and inmates. The result of the conducted studies with 15 longitudinal studies. The explained results was that imprisonment has no impact on the mental health, but the prison environments such as social density, larger prisons are associated with poor mental health, as extreme social density can cause an unhealthy mindset or mental health, which is explained by Walker Cumming, 2014. In conclusion, there is a huge difference in the scientific literature correlating prison environments that changes mental health. Other researchers suggest too that prisons can change a mental state just to be adjusted by overtime, but overall, prison environments such as overcrowdedness and effects in mental health facilities, isolation, and overcrowdedness. Bigger prisons correlate with poorer mental health, with a lower amount of clinical understaffed and mental health services as a cause. So next we're going to discuss about is now we're going to discuss about what do you propose to solve the problem? What should we do to solve the problem for the cause of poor mental health for inmates is to improve their mental health to have work programs. It can give them a glimpse of second chances. Inmates can help make like plates, desks, and more. They're manufacturing goods. According to a study by the National Institute of Justice, inmates who have opportunity to engage in prison work programs while incarcerated have it easier than getting work once they are released. By an article by How Do Prisons Benefit Inmates with Benefits, 2017. This conducts our data two types of prisoners work programs that can benefit inmates with the traditional industry and prison industry enhancement. And are also brought from the state, school industries, and nonprofit organizations. This can help economy and inmates because it provides equal balance for inmates to a return of a society and business by buying products at a small rate from industries, work programs. And also, we're going to discuss about what would good critics say about your solution. Inmates are not able to learn and practice the responsibilities of being on time for work, respecting higher figures, understand and follow directions. They are also interpret the studies of teamwork and acknowledge and pride in their own accomplishments. Other than providing more opportunities for inmates' release, there are more taxpayers, such as abundant amount of wages returned back to the state and counties. Also, their wages are also given to help child support. Overall, prison and works programs help inmates because they become a better person and also help the economy, providing care and money. And these programs have constructed environments but give enough space so prisoners are not overcrowded. So next we're going to talk about is the rejoinder of the criticism. So it gives them hard work and dedication but gets them back to society, deductions and returning them back to prison, employment rates, overcrowdedness, and secure environments. Zach also explained that nearly half of the nation's 2.3 million prisoners do not have vocational programs. Mental health, because it's also once after doing training, can be a tremendous effect for prisoners. Vocational programs, and if they're released, there are qualified occupations that can help them with their income. Being able to have these type of programs are great mental health because they would be more focused with better outcomes returning back to prison. Being in a prison environment could have abundant of stress. But the outcomes of providing of these vocational programs are able to be less stressed, and various statewide studies have been shown that since 1980, so in 2013, the corporation complied with all studies regarding to the effect of education in prison from 1980 forward to find more conclusions conducted by Curley in his studies 2016. The results show that inmates are participant in vocational programs are 36% in less probable and to experience a return to prison, and 28% were more expected to have a high employment after they are released from prison. So now the conclusion we can all say is that, in conclusion, mental health is very important. Being in a prison environment can have adjustments so as low privacy and personal space. It's a very isolated environment from the outside world that can be very stressful to adapt to harsh environments. It also causes recidivism if being in an environment that is not healthy physically and emotionally. In order to have a positive attitude, having vocational programs being provided for inmates would be a healthier alternative for mental health. It is because it results in a better outcome for benefiting skills and education. Vocational programs could help in providing satisfied incomes for them because it motivates them into having a second chance of life. There is not an abundance of these programs that are being offered, but this would help schools and lower taxpayers. Since mass incarceration is leading cause of poor mental health, vocational programs would be the result of having more opportunities, a second chance in life, education skills, and occupations that will lead inmates in a more positive mindset. All right, thank you.